Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to another installment of the 5 o'clock reboot.
Yeah. We're a little out of practice.
Sorry.
We missed a couple weeks.
Again.
I'm sorry.
And before any of you try to shit on me, yes, I am drinking a LaCroix. Shit on Alex. Alex is the one who has this.
Yeah, shit on me all you want to. I don't care. I like the flavor.
It's cherry blossom, and now that I'm thinking about it, like, it does taste like cherry blossom. I hate that.
Yeah, because like it doesn't taste like it's beside cherry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not sitting beside a cherry blossom tree.
That's how the guava is too. The guava LaCroix like tastes like guava. You want to know why I got that?
Why?
Because in my recent escapades to Florida, we had the Juaritos. Like, you know, those sodas?
The what?
Juaritos. I hope that's how you say it. I could be butchering that. But it's like these sodas that are like different flavored, you know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like a Hispanic thing, I think. I'm not sure. But either way, you can find them at the grocery stores and stuff here. But they were really prevalent where we were. And we found a guava
say it again.
Juaritos?
Oh, Yarritos.
Is it Yarritos?
I assume so. Unless it's like Jarritos.
Juarittos.
I've had those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always called them Yarritos. I
Well,
go,
probably-
Yarritos.
It probably is Yarritos. Shit, I don't know. All I know is we got a guava flavor down there, and it was delicious.
Yeah, I've had those guys before. They are really good.
Yeah.
I probably am butchering it myself.
Speaking of things that are really good,
People are just, you said it wrong, you fuck.
there's nobody that comments on our video. I love how you're like, if we talk about ourselves like we're more important than we are,
Then
slowly make ourselves important. Oh man, watch us like actually like start picking
this
up
is the episode.
actually start picking up steam. I would lose my mind. Prove me wrong, please.
Prove me wrong. But if they proved you wrong, then we would not take off.
No, I was meaning prove me wrong to the first thing that I said, not the thing that I said right now.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah, well, yeah, it's us. It's us. If you're here for the first time, we're the two guys who get fucking tipsy or drunk. I don't know. Sometimes zooted but naked.
Sometimes thrash, trash, and ready to be bashed.
Yeah, more often than not, that's Derry. Over the past little bit, he's like, which I can't say anything. I'm the one that's got sick on the podcast. But anyway, yeah, we're here at the 5 o'clock reboot to show you this awesome drink, or it might not be awesome. I don't know. We've not had it, but
I am judging it very hard.
Huh?
I am judging it very hard.
We got to judge this hard, man. We can't be basic, but we're kind of going to be basic.
We're going to be basic tonight. We've missed 2-3 weeks of podcasts, so there's a lot for us to cover today. We were already talking a bit about our adventures thus far. Clearly, there's a bit of a difference with me. I dyed my hair.
Yeah, it looks really good.
My girlfriend did it for me. Very excellent. It's suave. Very good.
Hell yeah.
It's so my girlfriend has a mom, obviously, who has a boyfriend, and he's awesome. His name is Gabe. He's like one of the coolest dudes. I didn't even show you.
You did not show me.
Oh my god.
You didn't show me what?
Crack out the drinks. Talk about it for a second. I'm gonna go get it.
All right, y'all. So today on the 5 o'clock reboot, we will be drinking. I'm kind of sad that I have to introduce this, and I'm the one that picked it because I was like, we haven't done many seltzers. Today we will be doing a variety pack, so we'll be getting multiple ratings on multiple flavors of a very popular drink today. We are drinking White Claw, but it's not just White Claws because we were like, we don't want to go with plain White Claws. No, nothing like that. I went with the White Claw Surge. That is right, my friends. This is, all of these are 8% alcohol by volume. 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and they're made pure, it says. Mhm. So, the flavors within this pack are blood orange. We have cranberry, blackberry, and natural lime. We're going to have to at least drink one of each of these so we can give them a proper rating. We're going to kind of have to be rating as we go through today.
Yeah, I'll be doing that. So,
and we'll be giving it an overall at the end, obviously. But
yeah, so as you crack those out, it's in a bit of a state right now, but this right here is an Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade. An actual double action Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade. While we do this stuff, I'm going to see if I can repair it real quick because it's been put through the ringer a couple of times here. This is made out of a more flexible plastic, so it didn't really hold up all that well. Oop, I have lost a nut. Got it.
Okay, so that's a Hidden Blade?
Yes. This is a 3D printed Hidden Blade. It is a double action Hidden Blade designed specifically to be like a fully functional Hidden Blade.
That is awesome.
It's very cool. But so Gabe is the one who printed this off for me. Gabe is a really cool dude. I think you'd enjoy Gabe.
I probably would.
If he's a vet. He's funny as can be, and he enjoys mine and Zach's company because we can relate to the shit that he talks about. He's solid dude. He's planning on printing this out of a different plastic and maybe carbon fiber.
Oh shit.
So we're gonna be getting bougie. I'm very excited to see how that goes. But try to unscrew the nut.
I got you.
It's very difficult.
While you're unscrewing that, I'm going to go ahead and prep you for the flavors the order that we'll be trying these in.
Prep me, Big Poppy.
We have natural lime. Then we're going to be going blackberry. We're going to be going blood orange. And then we've got cranberry at the end.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
So he just 3D printed you.
Yeah, and this is like a full set mechanism too. Like this thing is like fully functional and everything. I have to kind of reset everything because the issue with it right now is that it's got too much flex in it. So the double action doesn't really work. The blade keeps coming out of the housing. So this guy keeps coming out. But yeah, it's still a really cool thing because this is the first like actual Hidden Blade that I've ever owned, because I've had like the toys and stuff like that. The toys are cool, I guess, but they don't really compare to this right here, because this right here is a fully functioning Hidden Blade, which is something I've never had before. It even locks. Oh, so it actually locks in place, which is super cool in and of itself.
Awesome. Now, I will say I'm glad that you didn't have that a few weeks ago.
That would have been funny.
That would have hurted a little bit. Like, it's not like a real blade, but
I mean, it still would have done the job.
Yeah, it would have poked me.
Well, would you rather that have poked you, or would I have poked you with last time?
Rather that.
Kind of rude, but
okay.
So while that sits there, as I went to attack him, just right in his shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
without further ado,
the opening of the can. Oh, okay. I feel like it's oh, very limey. That's weird for a White Claw.
I mean, the flavor is natural lime.
It even says it right there on the box with a hint of fruit flavors. I'm going to be very angry if it smells like it does. It smells very limey, that it just tastes like hint of lime.
Well, lad, cheers.
First one's free.
First one's free.
Wait. That aftertaste, though.
That aftertaste does have the lime.
That beginning taste was like, what the fuck is this?
That beginning taste is malt liquor.
Ugh. Ugh. Why do people drink this?
People usually drink them that are a little bit weaker than this.
Well, that is true, because that is, that's what, 9%? 8% compared to the usual 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just come back. I couldn't come in here with,
Well, I mean, whether or not it was going to be powerful or not is neither here nor there. I was genuinely curious about us doing a seltzer.
Now, this isn't my first choice for a seltzer, but I was a little pressed for time. I got it a few hours ago.
Yeah. So, like I said, you've all missed some things through the week. Not sure how your guys' week has been going. There's been a whole bunch of different stuff going on. I have been making plans for vacations and things like that, and actually trying to enjoy myself this year. I turned 26 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago.
Just a few weeks ago.
Did you have a happy birthday?
I didn't celebrate my birthday.
I know you don't celebrate your birthday, and I had mentioned something about being like, well, we need to do something, and you're like, no. I'm like, I feel like forcing someone to celebrate their birthday when they don't want to celebrate their birthday. Rude. I
feel like forcing someone to celebrate their birthday after they say they don't want to celebrate their birthday just makes them hate their birthday even more. I just don't celebrate it. I don't like to celebrate it just because, like, what am I celebrating really? Right? I'm celebrating. I am now a year closer to my imminent demise.
Well, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it that, you stayed on this big old rock while it made another trip around.
This is the most expensive ride I've ever ridden.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those born to shit, forced to wipe situations.
It really is.
Born to shit. So, I love that.
So I really hope this does what I think it's about to do. So this is a double action. So if I push this,
that's long.
Yeah, so it actually does come out. So it's like an actual hidden blade. But then the sad part is, whenever I do this, yeah, doesn't go in all the way. But then it does lock back in place. So it actually does come all the way out.
That is really sick.
It locks. You have to assemble it, of course. Like, I got all the parts and I just had to watch a video. This piece right here was the hardest part, was this locking mechanism for that blade. Yeah. Most difficult thing I had to learn. I ended up sticking a rubber band in the mechanism.
Really?
Yeah. That's the sad part, is that it doesn't go all the way back in. I think it might be a tolerance thing. There just might be not enough space for it to do the thing that it has to do. Because, I mean, the whole part goes, oh, there it is.
Oh, there it went.
And then, oh, that didn't do it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the blade is actually trying to go back in, but the force from it getting shot back forces it to come out of the housing. If it comes out like that, no problem.
That could be it, man.
Whenever I do that, it just comes right out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this print, there's a hole right there.
Yes.
I could get rid of this panel, put a flat panel on it, put the same mechanism there, and then it'd be on a string. So an actual hidden blade.
Oh, shoop, yeah. Shoop.
But, so Alex, what has been going on in your neck of the woods? I told you that I got a hidden blade. Talked about Gabe. Talked about getting my hair dyed. What's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, that first week we missed, I was sick. Wasn't 100% sure what I had, but I just I just stayed at home. I felt like garbage. Like I ran a fever for a few days. But the weird thing was, I would like wake up in the middle of the night, like just sweating my nuts off. And I'm like, okay, well, at least, whenever I do go back to sleep, I'll wake up and my fever will be broke. No, like it wasn't a high grade fever. Like it was low, but like it was enough to feel. And like I was all fucked up in my chest and nose and all that. But I got over that. Thank God. And then I went out of town down to Florida. Checked out a lot of shit down there, man. Stayed in Tampa. Went up to Clearwater one day. Checked out some like local things in Tampa. There was this little food truck. This guy was awesome. And then we ended up getting a little bit of food from the food truck. And then one of my buddies wasn't able to eat the food. So then we had to go, like we parked at this little shop, right? So we had to go to that little shop and they sold food. And those ladies were so nice in there. It was awesome.
I couldn't eat the food.
He's a gluten-free guy.
Oh, one of them fellers.
Yeah, well, some of this shit's pretty serious. I found out, talking to a lot of folks, because I was like, if it's just the shits, I could handle it. But they're like, no, man, it's not just shits. It's like horrible, like pain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Can you imagine for a moment, somewhere along the evolutionary scale, someone became allergic to gluten?
Well, I mean, it's a thing that you can like develop. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't always that way.
Well, it's like lactose intolerance, right?
Yeah.
So, like as a kid, you can drink milk for days. You can drink gallons of that shit. But then once you become a certain age, you can't. Like if I drink more than a glass of milk, like a tall glass of milk, I will fart and freckle the walls. It's bad.
Oh my God.
It's bad.
Oh my God. I have a story about lactose intolerance. Not me. I'm not lactose intolerant, but I have a friend of mine who was dating this girl. Well, he's married to her now, so they're not, I mean.
They're not dating anymore. It's his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, it's his ex-girlfriend. She's his wife.
Huh.
But, she would be like, I really want some ice cream, because like she's one of those like, she's like, I know what I'm in for.
Yeah.
But like it's worth it. You know what I mean?
I know so many people like that. And I'm also the same way. Like you walk in, you see the fridge door open. You're like, oh, I don't remember that being open. And you just see me in boxers just eating shredded cheese out of the bag.
Oh my God. I've been seeing so much shit about that lately. Like so many TikToks about it. But I saw, no, I didn't see. Let me get back on it. Like he would like find a place and she'd be like, I want some ice cream. Like, and he'd be like about to take her home. And he'd be like, how long does that take you? Like your lactose intolerance to kick in? She's like, about X amount of minutes. He's like, I can get you home. Like,
you just reminded me of something else too.
Oh my God. What happened?
So, well, nothing really happened. So, I've become like the father of our friend group.
I've noticed.
And so like I have to educate my children and my would-be wife of the group because my girlfriend is the mom. So we watched Willy's Wonderland.
What's Willy's Wonderland?
Have you never seen Willy's Wonderland?
Never heard of Willy's Wonderland.
Oh my God.
Is it a Wonderland of Willy? Oh, is it a Wonderland of Willy's?
No.
Oh, thank God.
So so first off, context, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
Huge game franchise.
Yeah.
So people make spin-offs of that. They'll make fan games or games that are like it, stuff like that.
Yeah, like I've watched people play like a lot of like that game and like a lot of the fan games. Like there was one that people made of like SpongeBob and like shit like that. Yeah.
So someone made a movie that's a spinoff of that called Willy's Wonderland, starring renowned actor, lead star actor of The National Treasure, Ghost Rider.
No way.
Nicolas Cage.
I need to see this because, listen, I kind of like, I enjoy watching his stuff. Like, he can be funny when he wants to be.
Here's the thing. The best part about the movie, do you know how many lines he has?
How many? He has no lines?
He doesn't speak through the whole movie.
Is there any lines at all? Like any dialogue?
There's lines, but he doesn't say a thing through the whole movie. But there's one particular scene where he's fighting the animatronics. Oh, sorry, context. He has to spend the night at a pizzeria, at like a kid's pizzeria, because his tire goes flat. And the guy's like, yeah, I could fix it. It'll be about $1,000 in total. But and he pulls out his card. He's like, yeah, we don't take card, cash only. And then the ATM doesn't work. He's like, yeah, we don't have internet. He's like, but I tell you what, how would you like to work it off?
So that's how he gets the little security
He gets him to the pizzeria
at Willy Wazbear's
Weezeria. And so like he's working, and then all of a sudden he's fighting these animatronics, and one of them goes, hey cowboy, ready for a little menage a trois, because he's gonna fight two of them. And he gets up and he goes just violently nods his head, and it's just and like it looks like Michael Bay filmed this, because there's lens flares and just shaking camera. It's super dramatic, and just while he's nodding his head, it's lens flares and it's shaking, and it's like it is probably one of the best films to have ever come out in that horror genre, because oh my god, just Nicolas Cage, being a man of 1,000 lines, says nothing
and makes gold.
One of the best films. It's HBO. It's on HBO, or not HBO. Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Is it like, okay? Be straight up with me, because I need to know if I need to watch this during the daytime or the nighttime, because I am a Willy Waz wussy. Okay.
It's not that scary.
Okay.
It's kind of like a parody, but like it does have like serious tones to it, and it does do it basically takes like all the tropes of horror and makes it into a funny, serious film.
Okay. You see, because you understand the boat that I'm in. You and I had a scary conversation on the way here. Yeah. And I was geeking out and pissed my pants when we passed a mailbox.
Yeah.
So,
and I looked out in the woods and saw a figure.
Don't even. We can't. We cannot. We haven't even finished the natural. Have you drunk any of that?
Yeah. By the way? I'm about halfway.
I'm almost done.
Ugh. Yeah. How do people just drink this?
I don't know, but I feel like after we drink a couple of them, it'll go down like nothing.
Probably.
Hey, good news. Made pure.
So with Willy's Wonderland, they actually he wears like a shirt. It's like at the uniform.
Yeah.
They sell the shirt.
Really?
You can buy the shirt. I need this shirt. I don't remember how much it even costs. I'm pretty sure it's like 20-something bucks or something like that. Willy's Wonderland 2? I'm sorry?
If it doesn't have Nick Cage in it, I'm not in.
Revenge of Willy is set to be released on October 27th, 2022. I'm sorry? Is this already a thing?
Man, it's so crazy about Nick Cage, though, because, like, Nick Cage kind of, like, he kind of has to take anything that comes his way right now.
Yeah.
Which he's been having to do that for a minute, but anyway.
Oh, it's a fandom thing.
I also heard that,
it's an ebook.
Huh?
Willy's Wonderland is an ebook.
Oh.
There's a potential sequel. Okay. Shirt. Yeah. So the actual shirt is supposed to be sold by like the company. Oh my god, they sold a Hot Topic too, but it's out of stock.
Dude, I need to watch this movie. It was made last year. No, 2 years ago.
It was made a few years ago.
2021.
2021? Yeah. I saw that and immediately knew that I needed it in my life.
Yeah, I just looked it up a little bit. Dude, that is insane. Could you imagine landing a role in something like that?
Dude, I would be
give anything.
milking that for all it's worth.
I would tell everybody. I'd be like, hey, you know this movie that like not, which I mean, people have heard of this movie. Shit, if I was in a movie that nobody heard of, I'd be telling everybody. I'd be like, hey,
sure.
I don't know if you're aware of this. I get pulled over.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Listen, I'm basically the Thane of Whiterun. I was in Dick Balls 4 for like 3 minutes.
For like 2 seconds.
Yeah. I didn't have any lines, but
just so you're aware.
Yeah, like
you'd slowly lower your sunglasses,
like,
and it's like 2 a.m. You like slowly roll down your sunglasses. You're like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, it's like, all right. So do you remember this scene in this movie? And they're like, that I've never heard of that movie in my life, and they like actually have to like scroll like 3 pages past in Google to find.
I was
the
in Dick Ball 2, Dick Balls 2, the scrotuming.
Scrotuming.
I'll just take my warning and I'll just go ahead and go and just pepper sprays you.
It's like, listen, man, I'm basically a porn star, right? So it's like, okay. So you know the scene where like they're actually doing the act, and like there's that window, and there's like that split second where like, there's that shadow.
I dropped a stick of gum.
I was the shadow. I fucked things up on set. I actually broke one of the supports for the back wall.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was me. That was me, man. Like I was that thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, do you think, oh my God, do you think the ghost of the guy that was like hanging in the Wizard of Oz thing, do you think he's like talking to the other ghosts being like, I was in the Wizard of Oz, fucking cut me some slack?
Do you know that that's not actually a thing?
Is it really not?
I have looked that up so many times. I had like the original VHS and I never saw that ever.
Okay, so let's say this. Fuck, I can't remember the guy.
I'm going to look it up again.
Shit, I can't remember the guy. You're probably right. It probably ain't a thing. But I remember there's this one body that got like tossed around a lot. You know, from Salmonella, the dead body hijinks?
Yeah.
That body that like got sent around, like it was put on like, at first it was put on display because he was a criminal. And then like these people were like, he's a relative, but he wasn't actually a relative. So they took his body and like put it on parade, like put it up in like a carnival show.
Yeah.
And like shit like that. Do you think that guy's around being like, whoa.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
I'm currently watching some of the videos right now.
You're currently watching what?
I'm watching the videos right now. This is the newer version where they put like the deer in the background. Proof that there was a hanging munchkin. This is from 10 years ago. The old urban legend about the Wizard of Oz states that during the filming, a distraught munchkin hung himself on set. The scene was supposedly captured, filmed, and kept there. This is the scene.
Man, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I just heard about it and I took it as fucking fact. Because I was like, well, that makes sense. You know, it was especially in the entertainment industry then. The entertainment industry now makes
You would think that it would make
it.
like headlines though.
I mean, if you got money, you can cover that shit up. Do you know how much shit goes on in like our hometown that doesn't hit the news?
Well, yeah, but it just looks weird. Because like there's something there swinging back and forth.
Let me see that shit.
Like, that looks like a body. Okay, you're not gonna play the full video.
Okay, I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. I think I'm still on edge.
Here you go. Now here's the issue with that idea.
Yeah, I don't think. So here's the problem. That is so noticeable.
Yeah. The issue that I have with that is that the set doesn't extend that far.
Right, like
most of the set was like a painting.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened.
No. I don't know, because like I've seen this so many times. I've seen the original scene so many times. Apparently Dorothy looks at it. Hold on. Apparently Dorothy is like looking at the body as they pass it.
I mean, like, I could understand like multiple paintings, like deep, multiple set pieces deep.
Yeah.
To add depth to the scene. If Dorothy looks at it, I'll buy it a little bit more.
Hold on.
But with that as it was, so basically, y'all, it is the center point. It is the focal point of the shot. And it's somebody who has committed the act. And why am I feeling this?
I'm not feeling it right now.
If I can finish your drink, tell me how you feel.
I'm going to try to read this and see what I can find.
So basically what we were seeing in that shot was them dancing down together, prancing, and then prancing back. But the focal point, the center of the screen, the literal center of the screen was the person swinging. And that would have got caught. That would have been noticed. They would have taken care of that in production. You know what I mean? Like, they would have been like, we can't do that. Let's try this shit again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm apparently they allowed a peacock to roam the set or something like that. They said they borrowed animals from the Los Angeles Zoo and allowed them to roam the set. Dorothy's attempt to arrive with oil, creating the sequence of three main characters move down the road and away from the camera. One of the larger birds, often said to be an emu, but probably a crane, is standing in the back of the set and moves and spreads its wings. No munchkin, no hanging, just a big bird. But then why would they change it?
Yeah, but I've not seen a crane fucking stand there and sway like that.
Yeah.
That was not a bird. That was
something moving back and forth in a hanging motion.
Yeah, but with editing today, with like the power that we have over these videos, you know what I mean? Like,
well, like I can easily do it in Adobe, but like I'm so. Hold on, I'm still reading here.
My little pop filter looks like it's vibrating, and I'm like, did I touch it?
Yeah, touch it. Munchkin or stagehand. It is simply impossible that a human being could have fallen onto the set, actively being used for filming, and yet none of the dozen people present, actors, directors, cameramen, sound technicians, light operators, noticed or reacted to the occurrence. A tragic incident would also had to have been overlooked by all the directors, editors, film cutters, musicians, and the others who worked on the film project and post-production as well. That anyone could believe that the scene featuring a real off-themselves would have been left intact in a classic film for 50 years is simply incredible. So,
yeah, like, I bought it in the beginning whenever I first saw it a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I've just always took it as fact. But when you put thought to it, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You know, because number one, they would not. Which then again, I mean, you know, they may not have looked that far into it there. I mean, that movie was probably already costing them so much to make anyway, especially, you know, considering it was one of the first like Technicolor movies, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Because it went from black and white to Technicolor.
Yeah. But like, I just in my head, I have a hard time like picturing a director being like, fuck it, nobody will notice, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
And I feel weird, like, because I've now worked with a director, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been directed, but like, I work, like, I was telling, well, I was with the person telling the guy, like, what he couldn't do.
How weird. Because watching that, it looks like a hanging munchkin.
It literally, it looks like a person.
It looks like a person. It straight up looks like a person just dangling off in the distance. But then this one has an emu. That's an emu just chilling out in the back there.
Let me see it. Rewind it and let me see.
You can clearly see that this is an emu hanging out in the background. I mean, that's an emu. Hold on a minute.
That it certainly is, but did you also notice how the emu went and just waved them on?
This is a different take. That's a different take from the film. Oh my god, are we unlocking something right now?
We might be unlocking something.
I think
Go back to the hunt.
I'm currently watching them side by side. Oh my god. Did we just unlock something here? Yep. No. Maybe not. Let me see if I can find the originals. I'm trying to find just a scene. All I'm asking for is just the scene in particular. Because clear proof that the hanging munchkin is fake. All right. Clear show proof of the yeah. So it's the video of the munchkin. Here's the real version. 50 years and edited out of place of the bird. Remastered in the remastered VHS version. I'll show you that the bird appears in the hanging video. Provides it has been edited to watch in full screen.
Okay.
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 So maybe this is edited. It's doctored. Oh. Poke out from behind the tree. It's edited.
What's edited?
The video. That's not an actual video. Because it's saying, if you watch, you can see that the bird, like the original VHS tape, the bird is like poking out from the side of the tree. Meaning that part right there was doctored. But that's edited in. Meaning the original version isn't that.
So what you're saying is what could be years of a theory of there being like, oh, that's somebody there, could be them editing out a bird somehow. How did they doctor film back then?
I mean, it's not that hard. You could do it in Windows Movie Maker, basically.
Bro, I'm not talking about Windows Movie Maker. I'm talking about when they filmed The Wizard of Oz.
This, like, people... Hold on. The HS version here. Come on.
So this is, in fact, a paranormal episode. Okay.
I'm so confused. Okay. So apparently, says that it was doctored.
Once we record for another year, we need to like organize them into D&D things, random BS episodes, paranormal episodes, which we'll put the conspiracies in with the paranormal episodes.
Because now I'm just thinking that it's just doctored.
I mean, like, you could edit that stuff with today's technology.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you could put somebody in there to prove your point, or you could take somebody out of there to prove your point, or you could put a fucking bird in to prove your point.
Yeah, so this is The Hanging Revealed. It's from 14 years ago. Yeah, they have it on VHS, and it's the bird.
Let me see.
Hold on. Why are you reversing it? Why are you putting it in reverse? Little kids trying to be detectives when they have the edited version. What are you doing? I'm so confused. Okay. I'm confused. Now I feel like I need to go and get... I need to try... There's an invisible... Okay. Yeah. No, this is all fake. Okay. But I still want to go and get like the first edition VHS and just see for myself.
I think I have a friend of mine who has one.
I would love to see this for myself.
Once they get their TV like up, we can totally watch it.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I'd have to talk to him, of course, and be like, "Hey, can
we watch something real quick?"
That'd be a different kind of episode right there.
Yeah.
Actually, I know a podcast that did like reactions and commentary to like movies.
Yeah.
Like they just recorded themselves watching a movie. It was actually The Wizard and the Bruiser, which is I think it's a fairly successful podcast. Pretty successful. They talk about a lot of nerd shit though. They stay on topic way better than we do.
Well, we're pretty great at it. So we were actually talking about some crazy stuff that's been happening in like today's news. So like UFO sightings have been like everywhere. Apparently, they've been closing down public airspaces. They've shot down something in China. It was classified as an unidentified flying object.
Well, the U.S. shot down the one balloon off the coast of South Carolina. They've also shot down 3 other objects.
Yeah,
there was one in Montana, I think. Well, I don't know if there was one in Montana. There was one in Alaska. I can't remember the other one. There was one in Canada that got shot down.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, before we get too far into this, how was your drink?
It's manageable.
You almost there?
I'm almost there.
Let's go on ahead and if you can sucker down. We'll continue this topic. We got. I'll take that. I believe in you. You're almost there. Okay, so y'all, with the natural lime, we have debunked the Wizard of Oz thing. It's fucked.
That's bad.
Damn. Shit's fucked. That'd be funny.
False.
All right, so before we crack into this, what you think of natural lime?
Awful.
Yeah, no, straight up, I'm giving it like a 2.45 for natural lime.
2.
Yeah, which I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than you did, but I drink seltzers.
Yeah.
The lime was all right. It was okay, but with the surge pack, obviously with the higher alcohol content, I was getting the alcohol off the gate. The lime didn't. I didn't really taste lime.
I tasted lime after the fact until I kept drinking it. Now it just doesn't even taste like lime.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So
it's like lime jello.
White Claw Surge, natural lime. Meeting in the middle. 225.
Huh?
Oh my god. All right. Now we are on to White Claw Surge Blackberry. Not only that, we're on to another case. Now.
That smells good though. That one's way better. That one's way better.
Absolutely. We better wrap this case up pretty quick. Okay, but anyway, about the case. It's not necessarily a case. It's more of a paranormal topic. Pretty fun.
Was that considered paranormal? Is that considered supernatural?
I feel like supernatural has to do with more like ghosts and stuff like that, whereas paranormal, it just means things that are outside the norm.
Yeah, but that would be like aliens. Let me look up the difference here.
Which then again, I honestly don't know.
Supernatural and paranormal. What is the difference between supernatural and paranormal? Not existing in nature or subject to explanation according to the natural laws, not physical or material. Paranormal, seemingly outside normal sensory channels, not in accordance with scientific laws. So, supernatural indicates that it is used in the sense of not physical. This is magic in the sense of something not existing in nature. Paranormal is used in the sense of not defined by physical principles. This is the sense of possibly existing but not currently be defined, aside from normal. For instance, the ability to throw a ball farther than anyone technically can be referred to as paranormal. Oh.
Okay, so paranormal.
Divine intervention or divine is unknowable, is supernatural. So I guess supernatural is like ghosts, magic, stuff like that. But like psychics, supernatural. But paranormal would technically be aliens.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. This stuff is starting to already hit, so we're going places. So I would say the weirdest thing about it, like with all these UFO sightings happening all of a sudden, literally like 3-4 weeks ago, no joke, as I was heading home from work, I just looked up and I saw 3 lights in the sky. And I was like, okay, cool, stars. Except the stars were moving. Then I saw it was a triangular pattern. I wish I took a picture of this or a video or something. And they were heading in a triangular pattern. They were equidistant the entire way that I was seeing them. And they were just a white light, maybe with some extra lights on top. I couldn't really tell because I was driving. But they were all equidistant heading over the mountain, and then they just slowly disappeared over the mountain. And I was like, did I fucking see an alien? Did I see a UFO just now? Because I mean, that's a classic thing that people talk about, you know, is seeing the 3 dots in the sky or seeing a flying saucer, stuff like that. Which, you know,
there's a lot of different UFO sightings and like different descriptions for ships. There was one ship that was classified as like a black diamond.
Yeah.
That was in the sky. And from that experience, from that occasion, people actually died of radiation poisoning that experienced that. Yeah. And then there was the sighting, I can't remember, something Shire in Massachusetts, maybe, where there were multiple witnesses who had similar accounts. But overall, with as vast as they say space is, it would make sense for there to be different kinds of accounts. You know, if there were different, you know, alien creatures who were able to make it here. Number one, able to make it here. Number two, there would obviously be different spacecrafts. You know,
I've always said, like, you can say whatever you want about what you believe in. Space is too large to not house more life forms. And Earth, in a technicality from our theory of what we understand, Earth isn't that old.
No.
In the grand scheme of things, it's billions of years old, allegedly.
Recorded human history, we have witnessed stars dying. Now, not only have we witnessed stars dying, we have witnessed stars dying that are millions of light years away, which means they died millions of years
away.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That realization hit me in like that one year I went to college several years ago, you know. like they were talking about like the fact that we can see a planet so many millions of light years away. We're not seeing that planet as it looks right now. What we're seeing is what it looked like that many million years ago. You know? And that really blows my mind. You know, because what if life on that planet advanced to the point that we are, or maybe further, and they saw us, but what they're seeing is us that many million years ago. And maybe life forms on those other planets are looking for other suitable planets to inhabit, and then whenever they get here, they're like, oh, like we're like a dating app that doesn't look like the picture.
We're a catfish.
Yeah, we're a catfish.
So what's really cool about science, one of my favorite topics, unless their technology was that advanced that it could transcend literal time and space and light, if they looked at us from their planet, they would still see dinosaurs on our planet.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're talking about, we are witnessing stars die, but they died out thousands, millions of years ago. Because light shows us the star.
Yeah.
So if they were to look at our planet right now from millions of light years away, they would see things happening from millions of years ago.
Yes.
In theory, of course, because we clearly can't test that. But I've read about that being a thing, that if you observe something from far enough away, you will see something that happened millions of years away. Which is weird. But
Science is weird, dude. So is physics.
I mean, physics is a strange thing too. But like, imagine they spend all that time to come here just for some weird monkey cousin creatures to just lob some shit up at them and knock them out of the air. They're like, shit, we didn't think they were that professional. Eh.
Listen, man, I saw an orangutan throw some shit while I was in Florida. I would believe it. You know what I mean? Dude, it was wild.
It's probably what they would see too. They just see like these hairless apes just lobbing shit up at them. Just
they're like, oh my gosh. Let's give them a little bit more time. They'll be ready for us in a couple thousand years.
Or even worse. They call goblub. Just
you make it sound like it's fucking like it's some like you know what the air like fire from like those like aircraft, the fucking
the A-10 Warhogs.
Yeah,
the Gatling gun that they. Can you imagine,
dude? I was talking to my fiance's grandpa yesterday, and you know, I always learn something different about Vietnam every time I talk to this man. He talks about it like this all the time, and it's really hard to like stay awake. And I love the guy. He's like one of my favorite people.
But he has like that kind of voice. You're just like
that like monotone thing. And like if you've just eaten like a plate of food and you're in their warm house on their comfy couch, and this is all you're hearing at the same, you're just. But you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. He was talking about the miniguns because we were talking about like I was talking about going shooting with my buddy Chris. Chris, you. I was going shooting with Chris, and I was talking about the different guns that like I'd fired with him because like his papaw passed away and left him an arsenal. I mean, he's got a Nos and a Gaunt. He's got like a newer version of the M1 Garand. I'm not kidding. He's got a 50 caliber rifle. Yeah. I was nervous. Believe it or not, the worst kick on anything that I fired was I think it was a 458 Win Mag. And I watched him fire that gun and almost fall over. and he is bigger than you and I. And I'm not saying fat. I mean, he is a stocky boy.
He's stout.
He's a big old man. And but then again, with the 50 cal, I was prone. Dude, I was a good 20 feet away from him. And like, it's got these diagonal exhausts on the, on the end of the barrel. I was 20 feet away from him and I felt hot air after he fired.
Yeah.
I had hearing protection in and it sounded like I didn't.
Stuff is loud.
Bullet was that big.
Yeah. They fit off of like round that big and they load that bitch in. See, we're not supposed to use them on people in Modern Warfare.
That makes sense because I feel like if you use that on a person, all right, so I have a good, well, God rest his soul, he's passed away now. It's so sad. He's only like, actually, he was a little bit younger than you. But he talked about hitting a squirrel with a 30-06 and its hide wrapping around the tree. Oh, now we're getting into shit I shouldn't say on TikTok or the podcast. But here we are. Hit a squirrel with a 30-06, and he said there was like it just around the tree. Could you imagine hitting a man with a 50 caliber rifle? There would be no man left.
It separates limbs.
Yeah, if you hit the top half of a man, that top half is gone.
It's not a good time.
You could hit somebody through heavy cover with that. I shot a refrigerator, and it left a hole that big in the refrigerator.
Yep. Did you check the blowout? The exit wound?
No, it took us a lot of time to put our firearms away. But anyway, which, fun fact, Chris, you know this. Everyone who's not Chris who is listening to this, Chris is going to be here soon. I'm not going to tell you when. That was so perfect. I literally leaned over and the phone fell. I'll get it.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
But anyway, Chris will be here soon. The infamous Chris, the Chris that we talk to all the time, the Chris that we know and love, the Chris that I know and love, the Chris that Derek just loves. You're gonna love this guy. But anyway, before we get wild off on firearms, about the alien thing. You very well may have seen something. Like, UFO sightings go back very far, right? There are many historical, like, paintings and artworks of quote-unquote fictional places that we have found evidence for. You know, I'm not going to come on record and be like, we found Atlantis. But we found orichalcum, which is the metal that is said to have caused Atlantis to shine red as Play-Doh. Yeah. Wait, no, not Play-Doh. Homer. No, it was Play-Doh. It was Play-Doh. Either Play-Doh or Homer. It was Play-Doh. It was Play-Doh. Homer was blind, I think. Talked about the city shining with. I feel like as we go further into these drinks, the more outlandish these things that we're talking about are going to become. Because right now, like, we started out with like, oh yeah, there was this movie that Nick Cage was in. Finish that drink. Then went into like fucking
Munchkins potentially
hanging themselves, which is like, you know, that's a like recent conspiracy. And then now we're talking about aliens. I'm scared to think about what it's going to be, what we're going to talk about when we get to Blood Orange, because we have to finish at least one of each.
I want to finish one of each.
This blackberry's going down like nobody's business.
It's pretty easy.
I'm halfway through the can. But yeah, we found orichalcum. It's like a thing of copper or bronze, like an alloy, but like it's red. Like it looks like it would look red. And it is supposedly what Atlantis, like the alloy that they had used at the time, which at the time that they were saying that Atlantis was there, obviously that there's a lot of cities that have quote unquote sunk due to tsunamis, earthquakes, things like that. There's a lot of civilizations that were lost in history, and cities that were lost due to natural disasters.
Yeah, like
such.
Pompeii.
Well, Pompeii, we have a lot of evidence for, because it was a volcano. It was above ground, and it still is above ground. It's underground. You know what I mean?
It's above ground.
It's above ground. It's not under the sea.
Yeah. Why haven't we found it? Who do I have to send to go look for Atlantis?
Well, here's the problem. NASA quit looking into the oceans a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's what they were started for.
Incorrect. We proved that wrong.
Really?
Yes. That's right. You were smashed whenever we were talking about that.
Was that the day that Joseph was here?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Birds are fake.
Birds are fake.
You
fake.
Which, for such a thing, can you trust what you look up today?
I mean, because it stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
Okay. Were they called something else before?
Absorbed the earlier National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, which was the U.S. federal agency founded in 1915 to undertake, promote, and institutionalize aeronautical research.
Okay, so here's the question.
Aeronautical.
So NASA wasn't originally formed. Okay. I've got to quit shit for granted. Or not granted. I've got to quit taking shit as fact.
You gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
I do. I need to do that. But like, when a buddy tells you something, you're just like, oh, okay. But, well, it's not even a buddy. Like, I read it somewhere, which goes to show everything you see or hear online isn't always true. Don't listen to a word that I say as far as conspiracy. Do your own research. But I'll throw some pretty wild shit out there.
However, OWEP is a NASA program to explore the ocean, explore ocean worlds in the outer soul. What? Huh? The Ocean Worlds Exploration Program. Not the same thing still. Yeah, no. NASA's been observing oceans from space. Huh.
Now, my question for you, out of pure speculation, do you believe that there are creatures in the ocean that we don't know what they are?
Yes. Without a single doubt.
Do you believe that we have explored 100% of the oceans?
No.
Which I don't think that they claim to have explored 100% of the oceans.
Again, we talked about it. Apparently, we have explored the Marianas Trench. Like, we've checked it out.
Well, I wasn't talking about the Marianas Trench. I was talking about 100% of the oceans.
There's no way for us to check out 100% of the ocean within our lifetime.
Right.
That's what's so terrifying. Because I tell people, like, I'm horrified of the ocean. Terrified of it. Because there's evidence of, like, Leviathan-class creatures existing. Humongous animals that just vibed in the ocean.
Which they've proved that, like, which the giant squid was found recently compared to us. Because, like, we were alive.
Yeah.
When it was found. You know, some people believe that, like, that's what people referred to as the Kraken. You know, obviously, you know, when people tell stories, they like to embellish. And they say things like, oh, well, they did all this crazy stuff.
The Kraken.
But if I was out to sea, number one, drinking all the fucking grog and seawater, you know,
You could see literally anything.
if I saw a giant squid, you bet your ass I would think that shit was fucking attacking me.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But the only issue is like the megalodon, stuff like that. People say that the megalodon couldn't exist because of its evolutionary scale of where it reached. If it were to happen to like try to reach the surface, the pressure is so different from what it's used to that it would literally just dissipate. It would just explode. But that's a theory.
There's a lot of theories, Derek. We'll get into another theory after you finish this drink because I don't want to get into that.
Well, I'm wanting to talk about
shallow.
our little experiences here.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about the UFO sighting. And, I mean, you know, if this is like the first UFO sighting that I've ever seen in my life, then, you know, whoa. But, like, it could have been drones. It could have been literally anything.
Which UFO literally stands for unidentified flying object.
I'm thinking paranormal, unidentified flying object.
There are things that other militaries or other countries could have invented, which other countries have other militaries, whatever.
Yep.
They could have invented that we have no clue about. You know, that they're flying around, and like we see that, and it's like it's an alien. It's like no, it's a Russian. You know.
Well, so like us, we made something called the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. So a long-range reconnaissance aircraft. If I remember correctly, it reaches an altitude of 81,000 feet. Hold on, let me do a proper little lookup. SR-71 Blackbird. It's a long-range, high-altitude Mach 3 plus strategic reconnaissance aircraft developed and manufactured by Lockheed. It's manufactured by American Aerospace Company, Lockheed Corporation. It was operated in the United States Air Force and NASA. It could reach 3 plus Mach speed. Can reach Mach 3.2 and travel to altitudes of 85,000 feet.
That's really high and really fast, bro.
Yes. So allowing it to outtrace or avoid entirely avoid threats. Surface-to-air missile launches. If a surface-to-air missile launch was detected, the standard evasion action was to simply accelerate and outpace the missile. Meaning, this bitch would go quick.
Yeah, it would go. And just go.
It could fly once per week due to the extended turnaround required after mission recovery. A total of 32 aircraft were ever built. 12 were lost in accidents. None lost in enemy action. We developed this. Something nearly impossible to track. And we just made it because it'd be funny. That is terrifying to think of.
Man.
Because if we made that, what is everyone else making?
To be fair, we are very advanced in this country. I'm not saying that we're the most advanced because I don't want to be like that cocky, but
America.
But dude, in the grand scheme of things,
we're pretty high up.
We're basically top dog.
We are pretty high up on the totem pole. I'm just Google. My Google is going to be asking some serious questions about my sanity.
Google's going to get you on a list, and bless you for that, because if they trace me, they're just going to trace me back to a cabin with my cat and my fiance, and if they come knocking while I'm not home, it'll scare her, and I'll be really sad.
No, we're still the most powerful military in the world.
Well, of course we are, dude. Do you know how much fucking money we sink into that?
All of it.
Dude, we could solve so many problems within the country if we didn't sink as much into the military. Which, now. Before anyone's like, he's anti-military. I'm not. What I'm trying to get at is that the money that we spend could solve other problems. But for some reason, they have chosen to sink that money into the military. They are the ones that are talking to all the other people. I don't know what all the other people are doing. I know that we could, like, the American people could be taken care of. There's some guy that speculates a number that could end homelessness and world hunger or hunger within the country. Things like that, right?
I'm reading a whole bunch of mixed signals here.
When we get into this topic, dude, there's so many different things you could say.
Because it says United States, but then it says China, then it says Russia, but then like the most advanced is like the state of Israel, the Hellenic Republic, Federative Republic of Brazil, Taiwan, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Republic of India, Italian Republic, Republic of Turkey. Well,
everyone you've fallen, we will come for you.
I kind of just want to leave it there. It's the second time it's fallen over. My turn. But like, I mean, that's the funny thing too, is like with the UFO sightings, apparently people have just been shooting that shit down. Just grab it and just bring it over here. We'll set it up somewhere over here. What are you doing? Oh. Just bring it back up here. Don't worry about trying to put it back over there. Somewhere over here. It's all speculation, really. I'm gonna put you guys somewhere a little different. Give me
like
one.
The things that I say are things that I've heard about.
Yeah. Hi. I mean, hey, that's what works. So,
I don't know if they'll follow the podcast, but
yeah, if you want to be.
Anyway,
I'm gonna put you guys right there. Nope.
No, I don't think you have enough liquid in that there, Bubba.
Do something heavier.
There was a guy who said, "Look, two people who don't know what they're talking about," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. We don't know.
We don't know, and neither do you guys. Like, there's nothing that can.
As far as like all of this stuff that we're saying, it is all speculation.
It's all speculation.
And even then, the research that you and I do right now are just internet searches, and as you and I have figured out,
the internet's fake. You're a fake.
I'm not saying. But there are people who put a lot of things on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, like whenever you were looking up the Munchkin thing for the Wizard of Oz, there was like proof that it's real. And then there was a video
proof that it's fake.
Proof that it's fake. You know, who's to say that these websites aren't created? Because, dude, there's people with a lot of time on their hands. There's also a lot of people in our country who have a whole lot of money and a lot of time on their hands.
Yep.
Who are willing to create these things. Which then again, there's also an argument that could be made. Either the government or other countries' governments could be paying people to create websites to say these certain things and pack it with certain things. Like, you have to consider everything, man. There's no way that you and I, two fucking Joe Blow schmoes, can get true knowledge without laying eyes on the thing.
Well, I mean, as true as that is, it also leaves to speculation about even that. About, do we know for a fact that they're dudes behind the scenes making fake websites for us to read?
And there might not be. That could be a tinfoil hat thing on my part.
Like that. That's what I'm saying. It's like you never know what is real until you do see it with your own eyes. And that's kind of the sad thing about the world today, because you always think about what is real, what isn't real, what do I know, what do I think I know, stuff like that. So it's why I love thinking about like aliens, because aliens would be like the coolest thing to have, but they would not want to be here. Because what's the first thing we're going to do? Try to make contact, be friendly, give them a bottle of champagne and be like, hey, yo, let's swap ideas. No, we're going to see it. We're going to be like, that's a threat.
Did you know there's a conspiracy that Eisenhower contacted aliens and like made a deal with them that they could abduct as many people as they wanted, like from a certain area?
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's a conspiracy.
There's also the conspiracy of Element 115. Have you heard of it?
Are you talking about from Black Ops Zombies?
My boy. That is a thing. However,
have you finished your drink?
They keep going here.
Because Element 115, from what I remember from Black Ops, is fucking the element that turned people into zombies. From Treyarch's Call of Duty Zombies. Or Call of Duty's with Treyarch making the shit. Zombies.
I might be talking about that, or I might be talking about 114.
Element 114. Do you mean the element that has the atomic number 114?
Yeah.
Let me look at a periodic table real quick.
Yeah, the infamous alien element. Bob Lazar.
Now, if you're bringing Bob Lazar into this, Bob Lazar has said a lot of shit. He was like supposedly a whistleblower.
Well, yeah. Which is why things like this held so much credibility.
Okay. Well, looking at a periodic table has done me next to nothing.
Well, so, because it's not been put on there. Element 115 was different. Element 115 is an extremely rare element that's made of one atom at a time in particular accelerators. It exists for a fraction of a second before it decays into another element. It is special because it is near a predicted island of stability where some super heavy nuclei might have much longer lifetimes. Instead of living for less than a second, they could exist for a minute, days, or even years. That is long enough that we might be able to use them for practical applications. So 115 is what we discovered at Roswell, the supposed UFO crash. It was a power source that the aliens used in their ship.
Now, where have you got this?
Multiple different stories. That's why I consider it just a conspiracy theory, because it's Roswell, the first recorded UFO crash landing that we've ever had.
Yeah, there was a lot of fucked up shit about Roswell.
Yeah, and no one really talks about it to full extent because it's just a conspiracy theory. There's nothing to really prove it. So I need to become president.
I don't think neither you nor I need to become president.
Probably not, but if I ever made it that far, I would blow the case on everything.
And you would get murdered before that happened, bro.
I would get Jeffrey Epstein.
No, dude, what? Like, I'm not kidding. If that shit is real, right? Let's say that it is. Let's just go on wild hair and say that it is. I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I believe in a lot of that shit, but I'm going to be skeptical right here because I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't have that concrete shit. I don't have the thing in my hand. I don't have this in my hand to fucking be like, that's real. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't look at you and be like, do it, you know, but I can't look at you and be like, do it. But let's just say that it is, and that the government's trying to keep it kept secret. If you or I became president and we were like, I'm going to tell everybody, I feel like there's a delay in information from the government. You know what I mean? Honestly, I feel like there's a delay in that. Like when they're like, it's a live stream, which like even shit that like you see live.
There's always a delay in a live stream.
Exactly. You could cut that shit out and be like technical difficulties.
But let's say you held a press conference
Okay.
and you would hold it in a public place. I don't know, Times Square, densely populated. Be like, by the way, I read the Red Files. Aliens are real. Here's the thing. You say that to a whole group of people. You're the president of the United States, man. You look up at me and you say, aliens are real.
Presidents are real.
Presidents are real.
I can prove that one.
Yeah. But see, they look at you and they say, aliens are real. That can be taken one of two ways. Either he's telling the truth, or he's lying to get a stir out of us.
Yeah.
Because who's going to believe that, right? They're going to be like, he's a politician, he lies, yada, yada, yada. Like, at what point would you just be like, yeah, no, the boy's telling the truth?
See, that's the thing with like the alien theories and like all these other things is it's easy to paint somebody out as a crazy person whenever they say these things, because it's like, and what better way to cover up a fact than by proving people who believe in /and/or know the fact? What better way to keep it under wraps than to paint the people who know as idiots?
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody could be out here spitting straight shit, and it's just like, this guy's a dummy.
Facts.
It's like, that guy's really an idiot. Do you really think the government would like just happen to know all that shit and not tell us? Which a comedian brought this up that I saw a clip of, and he was like, then y'all believe in conspiracy theories? And people were like, yeah, no, or whatever. He was like, I understand like believing in one or two conspiracy theories. He's like, but not believing in any conspiracy theories? He was like, you think that the government's just like fucking batting 1,000 and telling you everything?
I always don't use this term, but if people don't have at least one conspiracy theory under their belt, they are what you would call sheeple.
Well, here's the thing. The guy was like, you think that the government's just batting 1,000 and telling you the whole truth? He was like, the government is a body that's in control of people. The guy was a dad. He was like, I'm a father. I'm in control of one son. And I lie to that kid all the time. You know what I mean?
And it's true. Like, because there's a whole bunch of horrible things that even our government has done under the veil and saying that nothing happened. So to say that people would believe if the president were to go up and be like, yeah, there's aliens. Because there was that the footage that the Navy caught, the Air Force or something, that they saw like an object skidding across the water and then like changed direction in a beat. Didn't slow down or nothing, just went shh and then changed. That video is older than when they released it. I saw it like years before they released it.
Of course it's older than when they released it.
But it was on YouTube. I've seen it before. And people just called it a hoax and said like, bold honky, tinfoil hat, this ain't real. This is one of them there government conspiracies. And then they release it years later and like, yeah, no, this is real. We don't know what it is, but it's there.
There's going to be a lot of things that are going to come out after you and I are dead and gone. And this podcast is obsolete and nobody thinks about it anymore.
Whenever YouTube goes down and then it's BooTube.
Yeah, and it's fucking, and RedTube becomes like recreational videos that aren't porn.
They just delete everything. Like, yeah, YouTube's been shut down. We're going to be using it for the newest video platform.
When RedTube is a podcast app. You know?
Shit. This stuff is hitting kind of different.
Dude, I know. We're going to make it through. We're gonna make it through.
I'm gonna do my best.
You got this, dude. I believe in you. Finish that drink. I believe in you. I'm the worst pressure. I'm the worst. Are you there? You get it? Get her down. Keep her down. You've almost got it.
Oh.
Nothing better than being drunk and talking about conspiracies. Nothing better than being drunk and being two guys who don't know what we're talking about.
Oh. That last sip was bad. That last sip tastes like NyQuil. Oof.
Now, if we were just two guys talking about the shit that we're drinking,
Ugh.
still wouldn't be two guys who know what we're talking about. I don't know. I know it's a seltzer. That's as far as I know.
Oh.
Bless you, sir.
Oh. That last little one was bad.
We're halfway there.
Ugh.
We got blood orange next.
Hooked on a feeling.
I feel you wanted to go with, oh, we're halfway there.
Oh, hooked on a feeling. Oh no.
Okay, what's the blackberry laying at?
Blackberry's like a 345 for me.
I'd give a 345 for the blackberry. The flavor was amazing, but if I drank a bunch of them, it would be unbearable.
Yeah, because like that last little gulp just tastes like cough medicine.
Blackberry's just not a flavor you want to drink for a prolonged amount of time.
Nope.
345 fair.
Crap.
Blood orange.
Blood orange. Blood orange. Why are we bleeding oranges? I'll never know.
Next conspiracy.
Oh. Oh, God.
It tastes like Fanta with alcohol.
I don't know about this one.
Oh. Woo!
I don't know about this one, Chief. I'm gonna let things settle for a second before I try to drink
That's
that.
a good idea.
That one's rough. Yeah.
Not nearly as good as blackberry. Blackberry should be on the other end. Blackberry was amazing.
I think I just need to make more room. Ugh. But we were on our way home to kind of shift gears a little bit. We were on our way home and I was talking about the lights. And then we're talking about like, I just jokingly said something skitters its way across the road like an alien.
Now that set me to getting goosebumps because for some reason I saw that in my mind. I feel like something's going on.
I like after every single year thus far, things have just been perpetually getting worse and worse and worse and worse. We had the pandemic, we had money shortages, we had issues with some foods, we had issues with water supplies, things like that. The wars that are going on now, like things are just perpetually getting worse. Like, at what point does it stop? Because we've had so many things going on last year alone, and now it's 2023 now, and now all of a sudden we're having alien sightings, literally, UFO sightings, literally everywhere. And I mean,
which UFO could literally be other government aircraft that we don't know.
I mean, it's entirely possible. Which, in my opinion, is something even worse to think about.
Yeah.
Because I kind of sit behind Moist Critical on this. They talk about our technology is nowhere near advanced enough for things that have traversed space to come to us.
Right. If something from another solar system or galaxy were to come here,
we should
don't
not
have
be able to
any-
shoot it down
yeah,
unless they put all their points into travel and none into defense.
as if like every fucking like
Could you imagine?
every that's your job application. They like have you like play Elden Ring or something. They're like, we're looking for somebody who dumps their points and stats to an exact like number and at exact places, and they get the exact amount of runes. That would be wild.
Because, like, I guess it wouldn't be too far off the table for them to be like, yes, we are peaceful, so we want to come and make contact. We're just like,
Which, dude, if I was going to another like galaxy to find somebody, I'd want to be peaceful.
I mean, I'd want to be peaceful too,
But somebody in the big office might not
clearly
wanna be.
didn't do any research on our planet.
Exactly. Like, if you were going to go visit another planet, right? Ways away. Would you not stake that shit out for 30 years? 40 years?
I would probably case the joint before I jumped it, you know? Because, like, if aliens are coming, finally, first off, if aliens were to come in our lifetime, holy shit, that would be revolutionary. That would be amazing. Because that means we, who are not alive long enough for commercial space travel, but born too late for the first trip into space, we would be experiencing something that no one else would be able to experience in their lifetime.
That would be bonkers.
The first actual contact of aliens.
The odds of this thing that you're talking about are ridiculous.
Ridiculous. For us to be born at this time, at our age, to be able to be the first people to witness this, nuts. Granted, could not be happening. Ugh. But just to imagine that I existed 26 years just for it to have it be the moment that I finally get to experience the first contact that is public, that we're aware of aliens. That would blow my mind.
Yeah, which, if it were to be a thing that was like, if we were to be the first generation where contact was made, it most certainly would not be public until we are gone.
Hold on.
What's good? You're looking at.
Someone made a joke that I didn't quite understand.
But what was the joke?
It says, what is the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken. I don't get it.
Well,
See, it's crazy.
I
'cause
couldn't do a good impression right now if I wanted to.
It's crazy because you talk about Christopher Walken. I'm fucked.
Dude, we're gonna get through this next flavor. But you and I are both gonna be
We're going to be holding hands. as we release this-
RTGB. We're both, after we finish this can and the next, we're gonna be RTGB. Thrash, trash, and ready to get bashed.
Good job.
I haven't been this way in a long time. I haven't been this
Shit.
drunk. I had to leave
There's-
my hand stationary.
That's a good solid smackaroni of
That
the
was a good
hands.
smackaroonie. I'm surprised at how long it takes me to register that.
Pretty good solid one. Yeah.
Golly.
Power.
Dude,
I'm so sorry, guys.
I'm
so sorry.
fucked. This is going to be a great episode.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Every time we reunite after like a couple weeks hiatus, we have a long episode.
We do.
And we get fucked every time.
So, I need to focus. I need to get my brain back on track. So we were talking about, just jokingly talking about something skittering like across the road.
I hated that.
And he immediately thought of like Wendigos, skinwalkers, stuff like that. And how
mainly the second thing you talked about.
And how horrifying that would be. And so he got freaked out by a mailbox. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to jokingly look out and act like I saw something. And I look out and I saw an actual figure. And I was like, So kind of like there's a movie called Signs with Mel Gibson where he's talking to his kids and trying to like console them and talk to them about stuff. And then he looks out the window, and up on top of this barn, there's this tall, lanky figure just sitting on top of the barn, just standing there, posted up like it's ready to square up. And Mel Gibson jumps up and he looks at it like, oh, I have goosebumps just talking about it. To think that that's something that I could have possibly seen, I was like, because it could be a thing at any point in time. They could be dropping people out as reconnaissance. Are you looking it up right now?
I am currently watching the scene. Did it happen at night?
That's whenever they jump out. Oh, wait. I think that might be. Hold on. Give me a second here. Oh yeah, there's a monster outside my room, and can I have a glass of water? Yeah, that's Bo. Bo's a little prick.
Is this the scene?
This is the scene, yeah. And so he like takes her back to try to like console her and make her feel better, because she says there's a monster outside my room. I'm getting goosebumps right now, dude. I'm straight up getting goosebumps just remembering the scene, remembering it for the first time, and even seeing it now, I get goosebumps because he's just talking to her because he's completely unsuspecting. What are you thinking about? Why do you talk to mom when you're by yourself? Makes me feel better. Does she ever answer back? No. She never answers me either. So it's like a heartwarming little thing where they're, well, it's kind of sad, but like she tries talking to her too. There it is. There it is. Oh my God. Look. Goosebumps.
That was a fucking man.
Yeah.
That was a human. That wasn't a tall, slender fucking figure that I was expecting.
Yeah. And so, like, I looked out in the fields, and that's what I saw. And I was like,
You saw a dude who was worried about getting caught making liquors. What you saw?
Probably some guy with like 3 teeth in his head. And he's just like, daggone it, he looked right at me. We made eye contact.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
you can see where you were. You're going to have to cut that out later. But anyway, no, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. Because
just imagine
these a Kaz Walker experience. Y'all can piece that together if you can't. Experience that you and I have heard about on this podcast, dude. My buddy, you know him. He's been on the podcast. I've hung out with this guy for years. He has never talked to me with this gravity that he talked about with his experience. Was it tall? That figure you saw?
I just saw like a figure. It was like a split second. I just saw like a head, shoulders, and then just bushes.
Which that could have just been foliage.
It could have. But just like as we were going through, just joking about, talking about something, just skittering across the road, my brain was thinking it, and I was like, I'll just jokingly look out and just see what. I immediately saw a figure as it passed, and I was like,
a lot of folks say don't look into the woods because something will look back.
Yeah. And and so like as we parked, I was just like, boy howdy, because like yeah, the thought of aliens is kind of terrifying, but it would not freak me out nearly as much as I was talking to him about, as just seeing a figure just standing on the side of the road, you know, like a white cloth, a white gown, and it just turns around and looks at us. That I would itch I would scratch the itch in the roof of my mouth with my 9mm. We'd be done. I'd quit. Right there.
Fun fact, they say, they don't actually say this. They don't say this, but it's a joke. If you're going grizzly bear hunting, that you carry something big enough to carry a grizzly bear, like to kill a grizzly bear with, and then on your side you keep a 9mm. A 9mm won't just fucking take out a grizzly bear from a distance. The big rifle is for the grizzly bear, and the 9mm is for yourself.
Yeah. That's the last thing you want to fucking deal with, is getting revenanted by a bear.
Yeah. Like, dude.
I gotta pee.
I do too. You go first. So, while Derry's going to pee, I will recount this story for you. And then when he gets back, he'll share his feedback on it, because I'm sure he'll be able to hear me because I'm talking pretty loud. Now, the friend of ours that was on this podcast, who... Sorry, I moved the table. The friend of ours who was on this podcast, who had talked about this in the past, was working out near the woods at this time, where there was a lot of cattle kept. They were a security guard. Now, if anyone is to see anything paranormal, it is a security guard. You know why? The reason I say that is because a security guard's job is to watch. Their job is to watch. Those who see the things that none others see are those who literally watch. And he was out, parked in his truck at one of their checkpoints, which was out near the farm where the cows were. And he had his headlights on, you know, not as like extra lights, but like his headlights. And he was sitting there, and while he was sitting there, he was fucking around on his phone, and he looked up and he saw legs, you know, like a human body. And he was like, oh shit. Like, while he saw this body, he saw like, not really illuminated, it was kind of like a shadow, but like he saw the top half, or he saw the bottom half, and then what he couldn't see was the top half, and he saw yellow eyes. Right, he saw like the lower part of a man, like the shadow of a lower part of a man. And then he saw yellow eyes looking back at him. And then he said that he saw the thing turn to the side. And when the thing turned to the side, it had backwards knees, like a dog, like a wolf. And it dropped to all fours, whatever he saw. This man that he saw dropped to all fours and ran. Speeds obviously upwards of 40 miles an hour, because he turned on his big lights as soon as he saw the thing. Turned on his big lights, saw the thing had backwards knees, and drove. Like fucking squealed tires out of there. And started driving off in the direction that this thing went, and he said that it ducked around behind a barn and disappeared. Well, now, if you remember, this friend of ours started heading back to the guard shack. While he was heading back to the guard shack, his phone wouldn't work. He tried calling his wife, and his phone wouldn't send out calls. His phone sends out calls in this area. I've driven this area. I drove this area with this guy. I was able to stream music while driving this area with this guy, which requires internet, which is more than cell phone service. His phone wouldn't send calls. Now, as he passed the barn, he noticed in his rearview mirror there was a Humvee chasing him. Military vehicle. Chasing him.
SCP?
Not SCP. A military vehicle. SCP is like secure containment.
Secure, contain, protect. Which means that they would catch anomalies.
I don't know much about SCP, but I think that's a creepypasta thing.
Uh-oh. cameras moved.
Probably because the thing fell. But anyway, our friend was driving back to the guard shack, and while he was driving back to the guard shack, he noticed heavy headlights in behind him, and it was like a Humvee, like military vehicle looking person.
Yeah.
Military vehicle personnel. And so he stomped the gas.
Yeah, as he should.
Yeah, he stomped the gas and fucking squealed tires into the guard shack within the headlights, within the cameras at the company that he was working. Got in there, and finally, after a little bit, his phone started working again. And he called his wife and talked to her about the experience.
That's so interesting.
And he came on the podcast and talked about this in episode like 4 or 5 or something. We need to get his ass on this podcast.
Yes. So here's my thing.
Go ahead and talk about your thing, then I'm gonna pee.
Go pee and listen. So you always hear about those kind of things in like creepypastas, stuff like that, where your phone just doesn't work. So while there's things that do that, my question is always, what could cause that, right? Because, you know, there's like theories about specifically SCP Foundation. What's to say that if the creature isn't causing the interference, that they aren't? A time when your phone usually works, but it doesn't work in that particular moment. What's to say that you aren't, say, getting tracked, right? And they're blocking your connection so that they know for a fact you don't do anything. Post it to the social media or whatever. I think that's kind of weird because, I mean, you know, things like that could exist and we would never know. There's things that exist now that we don't know about. But if it was like a Wendigo or a skinwalker that's just trotting its way through the Everglades there, you see it, and then all of a sudden a Humvee's behind you, like that's the first thing I would think about. It's like some kind of a Wendigo. And the SCP Foundation's there to be like, hey, yo, stop that shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like, on one hand, it could very well be that creature somehow making interference, or someone who's tracking that down is preventing you from making a stable cell connection.
No, he 100% believes, based on the story that he told me, that the people who chased him back to the guard shack were interfering with his cell phone communication in order to delay his perception of the creature to the time that he was able to communicate about it, hoping that it would somewhat distort, which obviously our memories do. Like, sorry, that was...
You smacked that shit, bro.
But obviously our memories aren't 100% reliable. You know, that is scientifically proven. But he believes that the people who were chasing him back to the guard shack were causing a disturbance or disabling him from communicate with others for a time.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, SCP Foundation is just like a creepypasta, copypasta kind of dealio jazzio, but there's nothing saying that something like that doesn't actually exist.
Anything could exist.
Yeah,
anything could exist. Here's the issue is science, as we have proven is only so deep.
Well, even then, if it's proven, it can always change.
Well, what I'm getting at is the things that you and I have been taught as fact in school, more often than not, are theory.
Like the Earth's crust, mantle, and core.
You're jumping ahead. I was planning on that in the last drink.
Like, you're right, because most science, as what we think is fact, is still considered to be a theory.
Because in our, like, if you think about it, it would make sense. If there was something with strong gravitational force, like the core, as it gathers dust from space, there would be the core, which is around the, there was the mantle, which is around the core, which would gather due to the gravitational force, right? Which would be so densely packed due to gravity. And then there would be the crust. I think there's like a couple other layers between there, and the crust like has layers between it. What?
I just had an epiphany.
What's your You're drunk. So am I.
Yeah. I just had an epiphany.
What's your epiphany?
What if these theories are based in fact from a time traveler?
For us to get into time travel, we're going to need to pass this next drink. Okay?
I have not even finished this. Nowhere close.
We're jumping so far ahead right now.
I'm trying my best, but I know if I push this, I'm going to die.
You're not going to die.
I won't die, but I'm going to die.
Hey. We're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
We're back. Drink up. I've finished my drink. But I do believe, me myself personally, that there are creatures that are kept under wraps by the government.
Yeah.
You know, in our country. That includes skinwalkers, Wendigos. Some people would claim Bigfoot. You know.
I need to put this down for a minute.
I'll finish it if you don't.
No. I will finish it. But I need to calm down for a second before.
Do you need some water?
No. I just need to pump the brakes before it becomes bad. I don't know. I like it, but I don't.
Oh, you're about to get sick off of it.
No. It's just drinking it. It's good, but it's not. Like, my body's just like, no. But I'm also just like, it tastes kind of good.
The blood orange is a solid 215 for me.
I was going to give it like a 2. Because it's easy to drink, but it's also still has like that alcohol tinge to it.
The reason it's a 215 is because it's easy to drink. The 15 is because it tastes like orange, but there is a definite alcohol flavor for me.
Yeah.
And we've already rated this a 2 and a 215.
208.
That is oddly specific. That is the most specific answer we've ever given.
Well, that's the halfway point between 215 and 2 o'clock. 7 plus 8 is 15.
$2:07 in 30 seconds.
207 and 30 seconds.
This is the first time we've ever gotten into seconds on this podcast.
It's that close. Photo finish.
If you're here live and you've not followed our podcast, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing right now?
What are you doing right now?
Look up the 5 o'clock reboot on YouTube.
Skip the first couple of episodes, please.
Skip the first couple episodes. Fuck it. They're not going to watch the episodes right now. They're fucking watching this.
Well, I mean, they could skip it because this will come out on Monday.
Look us up on YouTube and subscribe if you're here right now.
Move past a couple of the episodes and then go back to those episodes later.
Shit that we've done in the past is way better than this. And if you think this is great, fucking there you are. Subscribe, like, follow,
Subs-
comment on the episodes that you find.
Basically, I always tell people if they watch our podcast, start with the first one, and then if it sounds like it's horrible quality, skip it. Go to the next one. Because once we start having better quality mics, that is where the podcast started finally taking its shape, its form, its mold. I want corn.
What the fuck?
Just thinking about how good corn would taste right now.
Dude, we were talking about skinwalkers like 3 seconds ago.
Yeah. I was just thinking about corn. Kinda, sorta. Kinda want corn.
Do you have canned corn? I'll fry it. I'll cook it up.
I don't think we have any. No, we don't have any canned corn.
I can't drive anywhere.
Neither can I. But man, corn would be busting right now.
Talking about cream corn?
Just corn.
Straight up corn?
Straight up corn. Maybe some corn on the cob. Cook that up.
I wasn't even thinking about corn, but fuck you.
Man, that would be the shit right now.
Derek?
Yeah.
We have to make it through this last flavor.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying.
Like,
but this shit's strong.
I know that this shit's strong. But anyway.
This shit really strong.
About the skinwalker. Yes.
Yes.
You know, skinwalkers date back, which, as far as what I've been able to trace skinwalkers back to is a Navajo, or not necessarily Navajo, but like a Western Indian thing.
Yeah,
the Western Native American thing.
The Native Americans have always had like the story of them, and they're usually created from like bad witch, bad blood,
which
voodoo.
Skinwalker stuff are people who delved into other areas, right?
Yeah.
You know, you hear about the Wendigo, which Wendigo has actually made its way into psychology. You know, Wendigo psychosis, which is where people want to devour like flesh. Not necessarily human, but like flesh. You know what I mean?
I want to consume flesh.
Can I feel your drink? I don't want to drink it, but I just want to feel it. Derek.
I'm trying. No. Mine. We can start the next one. I will finish these.
Probably off air.
Because I'm trying my best to keep up here. But this one is difficult.
It certainly is. Let's drink this next one, and then we'll pour that one out later.
No, I will finish this. That is my word. That is my solemn oath to you and you. I will finish all of these because I'm feeling like a bitch right now.
Why?
Because how is it that we have drank so many just shots of things of higher proof, but this 8% piece of shit is fucking me right now?
I don't know. I feel like I'm handling this a little bit better because I've been drinking a lot lately because I went on vacation.
The most I drank recently was an entire bottle of Arbor Mist.
Oh, buddy.
It was bad. Because Arbor Mist will fuck me up.
I have a wine. Is it my turn next week?
No, it's my turn.
If I weren't unemployed, I would take an extra week at no cost to you.
Too bad, bitch. I'd still be doing the next 2 weeks.
What I was meaning was, like, I would take the next week, and then you would still only owe, like, your 2 weeks.
I don't know, 3 weeks.
No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
There's something I really want you to try.
What is it?
It is a wine. It's like Costello. It's something that Madison loves. But anyway, about skinwalkers.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm going to open this next can, and I'm going to put your can out, okay?
I will at least drink that next can with you because maybe it'll be easier. I don't fuck with skinwalkers. I don't necessarily believe in them or Wendigos, but I know for a damn fact I would not fuck with them. Period.
Of course you wouldn't. Which, number one, skinwalkers can change their shape.
Yeah.
Which apparently in like Wendigos can too, because they do change their shape after a while.
Easy, Tiger.
This is really good.
It's not bad.
This one is already upwards of a 3.5. But anyway. Oh, buddy. Not the such a good boy shirt.
Not the such a good boy t-shirt available in our store online.
Not the such a good boy t-shirt that is available in streamlabs.com/5 o'clock reboot. But anyway, Wendigos are also able to shape their shift.
Shape their shift.
But one of them feeds on humans more so than the other. Like Wendigos feed on humans more so than the other because Wendigos, according to legend, as far as I'm aware, now I may be misinformed, so please don't fucking kill me, but Wendigos come about from eating human flesh. You know what I mean?
So there's multiple different ways that a Wendigo comes about. That's one of them. There's like a spirit that possesses you. Because like in the game Until Dawn, that's how that happens. The twin ends up falling down the cliff with her twin sister. She buries her twin sister, but she becomes so hungry that she eats her twin sister. And she becomes a Wendigo. She becomes possessed by the spirit. So she slowly converts over to being a Wendigo. You don't find that out till the end of the game. The game's been out for a while. If you didn't know that ending, suck it up, Buttercup. Maybe play a game. It's been out for a million years.
It has. I remember hearing Markiplier released playing that game while I was in middle school.
Really?
If not middle school, then like freshman year.
Jesus. I'm old. I don't need a drink anymore. Holy fuck. I will finish this. That is my oath to you.
No, don't. If it's going to make you sick, please don't make... Derek, please don't make the oath.
I'm not gonna... No. I will finish them. Just not right now. Later on in the night, whenever I get a little better, I will finish it. That is my oath to you.
Okay. I'm going to make an oath to you because I'm okay right now.
No, you're not.
I'm not saying that I'm sober.
No, I can see it in your eyes.
All right, I'm drunk.
Yes.
But I will be able to finish this drink and be okay. And like be able to consciously finish the episode.
Yeah. I'm still at that point, but boy howdy. Like I'm gonna still try to sip on it because that cranberry is actually pretty good.
Cranberry's balling. Like that cranberry's gonna be a little bit higher than the blackberry, but I think that's just due to the fact of cranberry being an easier to take flavor than a blackberry flavored drink.
Yes. Blackberry tastes more like a cough syrupy.
Cranberry in nature is more tart. You wouldn't be able to eat as many of them, right? As you would a blackberry. But as far as flavored products, the cranberry artificial flavor goes down easier than blackberry flavored products. But anyway, about Wendigos and Skinwalkers, what were you about to say about Wendigos?
The multiple different ways that they're like taken, right? There's witchcraft, shamans, yada yada. Either way, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to deal with them at all. Not a good time. I don't have enough 2-2-3 rounds. Not a good time. Not to mention, some of them are bulletproof in folklore. Can't stab them or shoot them.
Which, that's folklore. Which, everything that we're getting it from is folklore.
Oh, yeah.
It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
The fact that our TikTok live has lasted this long.
Good job.
This is the drunkest I've been on TikTok live ever.
Yes. I'm just thinking about it now. Like how... Why is it that... I don't know. Why is it that these things haven't hit, like, mainstream media?
Well...
Like, if they existed... Because you... Well, no. Wait. Brain. The reason why it hasn't hit mainstream media is because they live in the woods. But how many hikers do we have go missing per year?
We do have a lot of hikers go missing.
Yep.
There are a lot of wildlife that we know of, though.
That's the thing. Because if it's wildlife, bear or anything like that.
Around here, bears are more afraid of you than you are of them.
But still, you would think that you'd be able to find DNA samples, things like that, in their poo-poo. Because even your hair doesn't digest, right? So how is it that so many people disappear per year without a single trace?
There could be murderers that hide out in the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of explanations that can be explained. Listen, I'm a conspiracy guy. I want to say that it's a skinwalker or it's a wendigo, but do you know how easy it is to be the guy that says there's a mountain man who hides out and waits for a single hiker or a couple of hikers that he can murk and just do his thing?
Yeah. And here's the thing, though. It would not be that hard. If you were completely off the grid, nothing to track you, it would not be that hard to just murder people.
I mean, if you weren't raised with technology, if you weren't raised with internet and cell phones and things like that, like, man, straight up.
I think if you grew up without those sort of things, hunting would be something that would be in your nature. So if you see someone who you've never seen before, just wandering around the woods, you're like, food.
That's really hard for us to do around here, though, because we have such a tourist destination.
But that's the thing.
Which trails only cover so much of the park.
But that's also why we have a very high missing persons count.
People go off the trail, they go missing, things like that. Which means if you're hiking, stay on the trail. You'll get where you're going. Just keep walking.
If you're ever hiking, tell people where you are.
Absolutely.
Tell people where you're going.
Tell people what trail you started. Tell people where the trail ends.
Tell them what time you should be back by.
Yes. Which you can't file a missing persons report until after 24 hours or something like that anyway,
But that doesn't matter, though, because you at least would know, like, hey, they went to the woods and now they're missing.
They went to the woods at X point whatever PM.
And the trail takes this long. They're missing. Go look for them. Because, like, the park rangers are different. They would go look. Stuff like that. Holy fuck.
If we can figure out...
I need to pee again.
If we can figure out the distance and the time it would take from here to another planet within the solar system, not only that, if we can see another planet and calculate its distance, we can calculate the distance a human could have traveled at various speeds within the national parks on our planet.
But so we can track that. But the only issue with that is tracking that down to the point. Because they could go in any which direction, but if they were taken, they could be taken beyond that point. Anyway, I'm going to go pee.
That's true. Things could be taken, and you can only walk a straight line so far, right? The further you walk a straight line, like if you were to walk a straight line 2 miles, and then you were to adjust that by X amount, and then walk a straight line 2 miles, there would still be a vast amount of distance covered. But there could just be people who don't want to be found, or there could be people who are hiding out in different caves, because there's a lot of caves in the Appalachian Mountains. There's a lot of caves here, and people could be hiding out in those. There could be people who are living off the land, who have not been quite yet assimilated to modern culture. There's a lot of things we don't know. There's a lot of area that the parks do cover, but there's a lot of area that the trails don't cover. And you would think that the park rangers would cover areas that the trails don't cover, but if park rangers were to be in charge of a certain area, it would make sense for them to be in charge of the areas that people would be on. Now, we have trail cams, Derry. Now, it would, you could put trail cams a lot of places around the places that are outside of the trails that wouldn't be seen. So, our argument of, well, people just go missing.
But hold on.
There's a lot of shit where that could just fall through.
But hold on.
I'm holding.
Some of these trails span for miles. You can only monitor so many miles in a trail. They don't have the manpower for that kind of thing, man.
You can only monitor so many miles in a trail.
Yep.
Because they don't necessarily have the budget to increase that.
Correct. They don't have the manpower nor the money to obtain that many trail cams to watch all of the national park. Because even now, the national park that we have up in Gatlinburg, we still haven't, discovered all of it. We just know of trails in certain areas to a degree, but we've not scanned every centimeter of those mountains. So, for all you know, you've probably passed by a murder cave 5 times on your way to Cades Cove and heading over to the waterfall to go have a nice little picnic. You never known.
How many times have you gone hiking?
Several.
How many times have you gone strapped?
Several. Just bears. On the off chance.
Well, yeah.
And cougars.
You and I need to go hiking more.
I would love to go hiking. I would love to go cave diving. That'd be fun.
I get nervous about I've never been cave diving.
It's so much fun.
Caves? I've never been in a cave that isn't its own thing. I've been in forbidden caverns. That's it.
Yeah. So, we were talking about cryptids, wendigos, skinwalkers, scary ooga booga. Me and my buddy, trying to remember what, AC. There's a cave that's nearby Walter State Community College.
Really?
I've been through there several times. It's pretty cool. However, tiny issue once. We went to go into the cave one time, and we were prepping our lights and everything like that, just talking. And out of nowhere, from inside the cave, we heard a screeching noise. Not like an animal.
Was it like a quick, like...
No, it was like... from
That's
inside the
long
cave.
Screeching noise.
Yeah. And so we just kind of like looked in there and we were just like, the fuck? We
I
went
think
in.
that's the day not to go into the cave.
We went in.
You did?
Yeah.
Are you
'Cause
mad?
I was curious. I was like, what the fuck could make that sound?
Were you strapped?
Yeah. Of course I was.
Okay.
Go to a cave.
Okay.
But the issue with this cave in particular is there's a crawl space. Meaning we had to go single file through the cave to get to the exit. So we walked through we didn't find anything, clearly. I'm here still. But that was pretty freaky. Because in that crawl space, it is this wide. Maybe about that tall.
I couldn't make it through.
It was difficult for me. But yeah. Spooky. Because anything could have been in there. We were just young and dumb. We're like, cave, noise, funny. But yeah. It's a pretty cool little cave. I like going cave diving. It's a neat experience to just see the world's natural way of creating caverns.
Yeah.
But Alex,
Yes, Derek.
I gotta ask you.
You gotta ask me something. I'm gonna finish this drink while you're asking me so I can fulfill a promise.
I'm gonna ask you, sir, what do you think of our White Claw Hard Seltzer Surge Variety Pack?
Well, sir, thus far, I think shit's pretty good. I wouldn't drink it on the daily.
No.
Like, I wouldn't buy this for the house.
No.
But if somebody were to offer me a drink of this, I would take one or two. Because even the nastiest, which is the natural lime, I could take two. And I'd be feeling pretty good off the two of the natural lime. Overall, this variety pack, I would give a 345. Well, the reason I'm giving it a 345 is because the two that were balling were really balling. But the two that were not, one of them was really not, and the one was like, okay. You know, the blackberry and the cranberry were amazing.
Yes.
And the orange was bearable at best. So that's a pretty good 345.
Right. It's not bad.
The lime was bad.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give it a 330. 330 overall.
For the lime.
Because of the lime.
Lime was rough.
What about, so, Derek.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Where does this White Claw variety pack surge lie on your clock?
So I'm pretty much on the same scale as you. The blackberry was good. Cranberry was good. The orange was meh. And the lime was at best. I would say I want to keep drinking these like right now, but I know if I drink much more, I will get sick. I'll get fucked. more than I already am. I would say to split it right in half, I'd give it a 230.
230, that's fair.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, these two were amazing. The blood orange it's kind of teetering back and forth. I did not have any indication to be like, I want more of that.
Yeah, I think I thought the blood orange was better than you did.
Probably. Because it's not bad, but I would not ask for this at the bar. Now, the cranberry or the blackberry, yeah. But that lime, don't even talk to me about lime. That is fight on sight.
It's awful.
It's bad.
I'll beat you over that lime.
I'll beat you like I do with a twisted tea. But Alex, yeah. I gotta ask you.
What you gotta ask me?
What are you wearing?
I am in a meadow, which this time of year, it doesn't exist. I'm in a different time zone. I am amongst a field of daisies. And the grass is high, and the daisies are growing tall, and the flowers are beautiful. And as I'm walking along, I notice things brush upon me, like my leg hairs obviously notice that there are plants registering. And not only that, but like, I ain't got much, but it's really registering, like, there are things brushing up against my genitalia. And I look down and I'm like, oh my God, I ain't wearing nothing. I am absolutely naked walking in a field of daisies. But you see, sir, this is different. Because I can't keep my feet. I'm walking in a field of daisies wearing absolutely nothing. And it's not just a field of daisies. It is a sunny day. But a sunny day late spring for where we are. So the weather is perfect. There's a nice heat. It's almost the heat makes you feel as if you're wrapped in a blanket. I mean, you are feeling wonderful as far as your skin and everything like that goes. It's just the foliage that's causing the discomfort. But you're not really feeling discomfort because the perfect weather accounts for everything. I look up, there's a couple of clouds, but they appear as if they're almost for cosmetic effect. The sun isn't beating, but it is gently caressing my skin. I am wearing absolutely nothing in this field, buddy. I am trashed, and ready to get bashed. Let's go! Now, Derek.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
My boy, my man, my dude. I stand before you. Arms wide open.
Arms wide open.
With arms wide open. Looking at you, hoping that you understand my movements as I communicate them to you. But you keep not looking me in my eyes. You keep looking at my snake's one good eye.
No.
Then I look down, realize that's not a snake. That's my purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Jesus Christ.
I try to establish eye contact with you, and you sit there and look at me and you say, well, we're kind of short on people right now, so I gotta have this basket. I'm like, but I want this basket. They say, no, can't have this basket. I say, what do I gotta give you? They say, what do you got? I give them my wallet, my phone, my keys. They said, it's not enough. So I take my pants off. They say, yeah, it's not enough. Take my socks off. Still not enough. Take my first shirt off. I take my second shirt off. They say, almost. And I lean in. Last second, I buy all the crystals and I put the crystals in the machine, and By golly gee Bob, it worked, boys. I am trashed and ready to get bashed.
The crystals in the machine. What the fuck?
I don't even know.
We're both thrashed, trashed, and ready to get bashed. And y'all, with this paranormal conspiracy, whatever the fuck episode this is, we would like to thank y'all. If you have made it this far, we would like to thank you for making it this far in the episode. If you're watching us on YouTube, then subscribe. Be sure to comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Fill in any information on the conspiracies. If you're on Spotify, I want you to follow. Okay, guys, the overall message that I have for you is that I would like for y'all to like, comment, subscribe on this video. If you're commenting, let us know what you don't like. Let us know what you do like. We watch this shit. We look. We just haven't had any comments because people are like, I'm not going to tell y'all anything. Like, comment, subscribe. We will look. We will apply it to our episodes. All right? If you liked it for what it is, subscribe. You'll get way more of this shit as time goes on. I promise you. Now, y'all, with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Please, God, please do those things. We appreciate you. If you've hung in this far and you're like, I don't want to subscribe, like, or comment. You know what? We thank you for that. Thank you for just being here. Y'all, overall, y'all, we thank y'all for being here. And with that, we would like y'all to have a merry week. And we hope that we have started your week off right, because that's what we do here at the 5 o'clock reboot. And with y'all, we want y'all to know that we care about you and we appreciate you. And with that, we will catch you all in the next one.